What's going on, guys? Today, coming up with a bit of an update on Bitcoin. We've got some really exciting news across the Bitcoin world that is going to be giving you some information, a bit of peace so that you can go to sleep at night with the amount of volatility that we're experiencing right now. And boys and girls, welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so, please consider subscribing. This is where you come to make money on cryptocurrency. This is the channel to be following so that you understand what's actually happening in the markets. And as you can see, I upload like there is no tomorrow. So let's dig right into it. El Salvador citizens eligible for a free airdrop of $30 in Bitcoin. Bitcoin will become the legal tender of El Salvador on September 7th, said Bukele in an address to the nation on Thursday, which was interesting because that's when the market tanked. But look, every citizen will get $30 of free Bitcoin if they sign up to Shivo, which is their state-sponsored crypto wallet. So Bukele gave a tutorial on this. Now, the implication of this is that there's going to be mass adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, therefore, is a very, very good news for Bitcoin. And it may not reflect onto the price action straight away, but the overall and then the long-term effect of this kind of movement is going to be critical for Bitcoin as we move into that mass adoption phase. And it can even be used for devices without a mobile data plan as well. To receive the $30, all they need to do is just create that Shiva wallet. And if all the country took that offer up, then the country will have to fork out 200 million in Bitcoin to all the activated Shiva wallets, which should be not the most exciting thing, but hey, it adds to the investment of mass adoption. There are haters in this space. There are countries' opposition filing a lawsuit against the government Bitcoin law on the grounds that it's unconstitutional. They just don't know how powerful Bukele is. He'll probably fire the judges, you know, and we have seen him do that too. The World Bank, IMF, and all these haters are still going to hate on their plans, and also the Bitcoin mining operation powered by their volcanoes, which I did a coverage on already. But the thing is, you will always going to have haters that come along the way when you do some really innovative and cool shit like this. So Bukele suggests that there could be ulterior motives behind their opposition who would be against something that helps people and doesn't do any harm. They're probably politically motivated. Yes, that is a fair point, but there might be some political motivation behind Bukele's operation as well. After all, he is a politician and at the very top as a president. But either way, there is mass adoption that these people, whilst they may have ulterior motives, is bringing Bitcoin more into the light of the public. Critics have argued that measures being introduced oblige people to accept the cryptocurrency. In response to those concerns, Bukele said that using Bitcoin will not be mandatory, and he's pretty smart for saying that the use of Bitcoin will be optional. Nobody will receive Bitcoin if they don't want it, he said, adding that if someone receives payment in Bitcoin, they can choose to receive dollars instead, and with that install 1,500 Bitcoin ATMs for El Salvador across the nation. What a freaking boss. All right, so what's actually happening to the price action of Bitcoin? We did have a bit of a shakeout. Where is it sitting now? And look, we're sitting at $32,000 Bitcoin at the moment, as you can see from this CoinDesk indicator. Key indicator shows that capital beginning to flow back into Bitcoin. And this is a really, really interesting article, guys. An indicator that has historically marked major price bottoms is pointing to a renewed flow of capital into Bitcoin. I'm not guaranteeing this is the case, nor is this writer, but it's saying that the stablecoin supply ratio oscillator created by analyst Willy Woo and tracked by blockchain analytics firm Glassnode has risen from a 12-month low of -2.6 to -1.9 in the past 4 weeks. So what does that mean? The stablecoin supply ratio, SSR, is the ratio of the Bitcoin supply and the stablecoin supply denoted in Bitcoin. When the ratio is low, the buying power of Bitcoin is high, as the same amount of USD can buy relatively more Bitcoin. Conversely, a high ratio means fiat has weak buying power, Glassnode said in the explainer blog post. So let's actually have a look at this graph right here. For example, Bitcoin's previous bull runs, including the one seen in the final quarters of 2020, kicked off with a below -2 reading on the oscillator. So the recent recovery could be a signal of an impending change of fortunes for Bitcoin and broader crypto markets. What the heck does that mean? So having a look at this graph, the stablecoin supply ratio oscillator bottomed and has been trending up in the recent weeks, indicating that capital has been flowing back from stablecoins, which is like USD coins, into Bitcoin. Look at this. So when it dips down, then that's when the supply of stablecoins are being converted into Bitcoin and more people are actually buying into it. And that is the dip that we are seeing right now in that same zone where we have seen mooning or absolute mooning of prices in January 2019, April 2020, October 2020, and also again right now in June 2021. So could this be the time to buy? leave your thoughts in the comments below. Here is a video talking about the moral obligation for Bitcoin done by Jack Mallers. He's getting absolutely hammered by this news lady, and the answer that he gives is absolute boss. Let's have a look at this together.
I think there's a lot of useful problems to solve with Bitcoin, and the problems you're bringing up are to do with a certain company or certain individual event. Bitcoin is an open distributed network. There is no central point of failure. There is no central counterpart that can make any decisions on behalf of a government, a president. If the president is to go haywire and lose his mind, the Bitcoin network is going to defend against it and not care one bit. There are no risks in plugging into an open, free, true system and giving his country hope. I see no problem with that, and I have a problem with those that do see a problem with that and are trying to get in the way. I find that morally wrong.
Wow, what a fantastic video and what a great response, and definitely a fantastic argument for a macroeconomic viewpoint on cryptocurrency as well as Bitcoin. And one that would watch this kind of video would obviously understand and think that the long-term vision of Bitcoin is actually very, very positive. And with that being said, let's actually have a talk about what actually happened this weekend. Bitcoin Ethereum tanks as 4 billion in options expire. Here's why. It says tank, but it's like literally 7 to 8%, which isn't particularly a lot. All I'm going to say about this is that when you have options expire, that means a lot of supply comes out into market, which can be bought, which can be sold as well. So there's going to be a fair bit of volatility in there, but that doesn't mean necessarily the price of Ethereum or Bitcoin is going to tank. Historically, we have seen it tank up to a certain percentage, but after that, it very quickly recovers from there. But that's just called simple volatility, guys. So with this in mind, do understand that this weekend you are going to be expecting some volatility across not only Bitcoin and Ethereum markets, but across the entire cryptocurrency market, but namely Bitcoin and Ethereum, as it had the largest amount of options expire on one day. And that simply means there are supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum out in the market, which people can then buy and then sell. So, I mean, what would that do to the price? Would it necessarily completely tank it? Would it necessarily make it moon? Well, no, it just means there's supply. And then people will be making their decision on as to how much they would want to buy it for and whether they'll find opportunity to sell it, but there will be volatility. I just stressed that point with a little bit of repetition there. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so, you must check out my channel, because people subscribe to my channel to make money in cryptocurrencies because of the very cool updates that I provide onto my channel. So make sure you could check the videos out. I upload daily. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.